So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. My name, of course, is Stephen Reese. We are here. It is Tuesday morning. We're going to get things cracking one time. Good morning to everybody viewing Breaking Dawn all across the world, including the Cayman Islands. Good morning, man. All right. So we get things cracking this morning. We have no set Wyola aboard this morning. It's his birthday today. He's in Panama. All right. So we'll send out a birthday greeting. Happy birthday, Set. But we'll do that a little bit later on again. Central Bank grants Auditor General full access is on page 5 of your Newsday. And then the big story. COVID border closure, draconian. Oh yeah. So, I'm coming back to this article here with COVID after the break. So let me just, we'll just move forward now. So, full access has been granted to the Auditor General by the Central Bank to key financial systems to properly audit the nation's public accounts. In a letter to Governor Larry Hawaii earlier this month, Attorney General John Jeremy SC had advised that the Auditor General should be granted access to the electronic check clearing system and the Go Anywhere platform. Remember, it was that platform, I believe, that they said the error occurred. All right? Now, Larry Hawaii did say that full access has been granted, so the Auditor General will now get down to work and, audit the country's public accounts. WASA promises 6-week water fix for Mongdor. PM to discuss security and energy with Rubio. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar will meet U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on September the 30th today in Washington, D.C. for high-level discussions on security, energy, and other matters. Now, in a video release on September the 29th, Persad-Bissessar said she had left New York on a train and was leading a TT delegation to the U.S. Capitol. Among those accompanying her are Minister of Foreign Affairs Sean Sobers, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister Barry Padarat, and Minister of Legal Affairs Saddam Hussein. All right? So we'll see what comes out of that meeting, but we have a video here where they put it out on some of the things that were achieved during the UN General Assembly. Swarat Singh says U.S. strikes on traffickers make CARICOM safer. Acting Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Kennedy Swarat Singh said CARICOM will be safer as a result of the U.S. presence in the Southern Caribbean and its aggressive approach in dealing with narco traffickers. I agree. That is one thing that I could agree with them on. You understand? So all this talk about zone of peace talk, and people still worried about some war that's supposed... What war? What war? Just, what was it, yesterday? Either yesterday or the day before, Trump and Netanyahu got down to talking about peace in Gaza. You understand? And it looks like there will be peace there very soon. All right? Unless madman Netanyahu do some kind of madness and you understand? Because I feel the kind of cuckoo, but nevertheless. I tell you, the man on peace, but as it relates to down there, there's a whole different kettle of fish. Anyway, well, this is the greatest. Fellas, the missing teacher. Pop that line for me now, a little split screen now. I think he, something wrong with this man, I think he needs to be psychologically evaluated, And the reason why he should be psychologically evaluated is because this man is a teacher. He dealing with children when they come. Missing teacher found alive in a hotel. Missing teacher found in Piaco Hotel. Missing teacher and financial consultant. Oh Lord, he's a financial consultant too. Lord Father, here I tell you. This is the second time this man went missing. He was found safe in a hotel in Piaco. According to police, Maharaj, who also went missing in 2024, was found on September 29, 2 days after relatives reported him missing a second time. Speaking to Newsday hours before he was found, a relative who wished to remain anonymous due to safety concerns, said Maharaj's wife and daughters, 6 and 10 respectively, had not been taking his second disappearance well. The family had been spending their time praying for some positive news. Adding to the emotional toll, the relative said Maharaj will turn 42 on October the 1st, which is tomorrow, and his daughters could not bear the thought of spending the day without him. The relative said the family was assisting the anti-kidnapping unit and other officers with their investigations, and the teacher was reported missing on September the 27th by a female relative at the Chaguanas police station. And it goes into he was leaving the house at 6 something and wherever. And he got into a silver... well, what they say is that he left home around 6:40 a.m. They mentioned what he was wearing, and we spoke about that yesterday. A witness who knows him claimed to have seen Maharaj sitting on a bench at a Chaguanas savannah. He appeared to be on the phone and looked worried. Shortly after, he reportedly got into a silver Nissan Wing Road with a black bonnet and a for sale sticker on the top left of the windshield before the car drove off. And of course, he went missing in July of 2024 after withdrawing cash from an ATM at Price Plaza in Chaguanas, and was found 2 weeks later. Family said he was kidnapped and taken to Venezuela. Something is terribly wrong in this story with this man, you know. The police need to really get to the bottom of what is going, because I have a feeling if they send him back home, he go disappear again. I'm telling you, we go hear about this man going missing for a third time. Now I can't understand why somebody would put their children through that kind of ordeal. I mean, the wife is one thing, but the children, that's a whole different kettle of fish, right? Something is, I don't know, something wrong somewhere. Nobody does this. Anybody does this, guys? According to Brandbig, yesterday Brandbig said, but like this man like to play hide and seek. Chief Secretary splits division, denies bureaus not performing. Minority said cowardly Fali afraid to fire the secretary. Boy, we come into this too, breakfast shed. We'll get to that. All a wholesome strain. Cultural stars pay their respects to Kitchener's wife. Colonel remembers mom's love and sweet hand. And what else do we have in the paper today? Minister knocks hasty complaints over property tax funds. He tell the man from the Tunapuna Regional Corporation to go back and listen to what he said in Parliament. Right? I think it's along the lines of, just to be quick on it, he didn't say that, he did not mention that the money was paid to the corporations. What he said is that they collected 135 million plus, and as of May 2nd, it has been transferred to the exchequer account of the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. So Swarat Singh never mentioned anything about, well, we collect this money from property tax and it was distributed to the corporations. He never said that. And he tell the man, he said, go back and check, go back and listen to what I say now. You understand? But I tell you, all about here is 135 million in property tax, which apparently he agreed with, that there should be property tax. And then he looking for, like them looking for the money, well, let us see for the money, but relax all yourself now, man. All right? Relax yourself, calm down, take a chill pill, don't rush the brush, as they say. All right? Somebody said he needs to be committed to St. Anne's Hospital. That's as it relates to the missing teacher. Well, the twice missing teacher, twice found. Yeah, I think he needs to be evaluated. Anyway, we're going to get into the issues of the day very soon. Before we do that, however, we have the small order of informing you of a couple things. All right? We're going to start with, why not, Chef Shiraz? So Chef has, well, he had some courses that started since September, but those are gone. That's the September 27 course. But as of the 4th of October, or from the 4th of October, he will be having the food costing, restaurant, and catering workshop. All right? And then on the 15th of November, you have the certificate in culinary arts that you could sign up for. And the time is on the flyer there, as you can see. And then the diploma in culinary arts on a date to be announced. So you can contact Chef, give him a call on 372-4639 or 737-5097. Those are the numbers to call. Call him, get registered today, and start your journey or your career in the culinary arts. Also, Eden Heights. So Eden Heights Clinic, of course, one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean, and they offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments. These include prolozone therapy, halotherapy, limb bagging, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. They also offer consultation services in, stuff like live blood analysis, diabetes, child counseling, supplements, detox programs, arthritis, sport injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. So they have 3 locations in Trin-City, Chaguanas, and Tobago. And you can give them a call on 640-8985 or 613-7571. You can also WhatsApp them on 493-9196. And you can email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. So make sure check them out today. It is Eden Heights. All right? And just a quick reminder, when we're talking safety and security, we're talking about FLOW, flow. That's right. Keep it flowing, gentlemen. So get non-stop protection with Armor Security. And with 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. It is Armor Security powered by Flow in partnership with All Pro Security. Protection that moves to your beat. Visit discoverflow.co for details. All right? Nice, man. Now, what we're going to get started with when we come back from the break, because we're going to go to the first break. When we come back from that break, I am going to play you a video. And then we're going to get into the top story of the day, where the COVID border closure, right, was ruled to be draconian. I wouldn't read the whole article, but we'll read enough of it so you get the idea. Because I think it's 2 people, if I'm not mistaken, that took this matter up in the court, but there were significantly more than 2 people that were stranded outside. So I don't know if this opens up the door for more action against the state because of the actions of the previous administration in terms of locking citizens out of the country. But we will get to that. And we will get to that after this. Stay tuned.
This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody sing it.
Protection that moves to your beat. Protect your home with Armor Security. With 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. We keep your rhythm flowing. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
All right, people, so we in the paper this morning as we return. COVID border closure draconian. Now, before I get into this, there is a video that I want to remind you of by a lady called Joanne Pantin, who is actually one of the people who brought the case against the state as it relates to the COVID-19 border closure and nationals not being able to return home. She is one of the people, Joanne Pantin. And Joanne Pantin in 2020 put out a video, a very emotional video, right? I want to share that with you just as a reminder. It's 2 minutes and 54 seconds long. Mary Joanne Pantin.
Morning. My name is Joanne Pantin. I am in Miami. And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I've been here over 4 months. I am not the same person I was and will never be. It's disturbing for me to see, hear, and read that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, has decided to have a CPL and bring in hundreds of people into Trinidad and Tobago for this tournament or this league. And there are people like myself. I didn't sleep again last night. I am a broken human being. I have my own home that I so desire to be in. I am forced to live in a one room that is expensive. Money has run out. I feel as though I'm abandoned. There's nothing that could make me feel that this government care about myself and people that is outside of the border. For 4 months, many emails to the Ministry of National Security and the Ministry of National Security unchecked, no response. How can I continue? I don't step outside from where I am. I want to come home. My tears is not tears of sorrow, but of a broken person. Ask, plead, beg, I'm begging. Help us to get home. I am 61. I never felt and looked like this in my entire life. We are hopeless. I pray day and night. I'm a praying person. I would not let anything shake my faith that God is in control. But Dr. Rowley, you are breaking us mentally.
There you go. All right. You are breaking us mentally. Now, that video was used in court as evidence. So, 2 women stranded in the U.S. after Trinidad and Tobago closed its borders during the COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020 and appealed the dismissal of their constitutional challenge will be compensated for their losses. Justices of Appeal Nolan Bureau and Mark Mohammed and Ronnie Budu Singh delivered a landmark ruling on September the 29th. They described the state's actions as draconian and a breach of a citizen's right to come home. Rihanna Lorick and Joanne Pantin, the lady in that video, sued after then National Security Minister Stuart Young failed to disclose the policy governing exemptions under the public health regulations. Lorick left for Canada in February 2020 for medical treatment, while Pantin traveled to Miami in March 2020 to help her daughter. The borders were closed on March 22nd, 2020, and the woman applied in June for exemptions to return. Their lawsuit filed in July 2020 was partly dismissed by Justice Betsy Ann Lambert Peterson in February of 2022. She found no breach of their constitutional rights to movement, liberty, property, or protection of the law. I don't know how she come up with that, but nevertheless. Lambert Peterson rejected claims they were rendered stateless, ruled there was no non-disclosure of exemption policy, and said they had an alternative remedy through a Freedom of Information request. She ordered them to pay the state's legal costs. She ordered them to pay the state legal costs to her, that magistrate. Anyway, the woman eventually received exemptions in August and September of 2020. In their original complaint, the woman said they were left on the brink of financial and emotional ruin. And a video recording by Pantin was also used as evidence in the case. And of course, well, it goes on to tell you what Pantin said in the video. Now, in their 2-part unanimous ruling, Justices Bureau and Budu Singh delivered separate decisions to which Justice Mohammed concurred. They reversed the High Court orders. They also ordered compensation for the women by a different judge. Cost orders against the women were also reversed. They found that the government's failure to disclose the policy and criteria for re-entry into Trinidad and Tobago amounted to a breach of constitutional rights under Section 4A and 4B, which protect liberty, due process, and the protection of the law. Senior counsel Anand Ramlogan, representing the women, told the media at the Hall of Justice, Port of Spain, that the ruling was a victory for those nationals stranded overseas when the pandemic hit. Now, he went on to say, quote, people may have forgotten, but when we closed the borders, the inhumane, cruel, and oppressive manner in which our citizens who were stranded overseas were treated by the then government remains a stain on the nation's conscience. And it goes on, right? Nice. Now, he also said that those in charge of the government and the management of the pandemic at the time should all hang their heads in shame and disgust because of the way they treated ordinary citizens who happened to have just been outside the country when the borders were closed by government policy. Right? He named young former Health Minister Terence Yalsing and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram. All right? And it is also a stinging indictment on the way the PNM administration managed the reopening of the borders during the pandemic. Now, I'd rather go into the rest of this. You all know the position that I took for those of you following this program. And yes, people like Roshan Parasram, they get national award for that madness. Right? And it didn't get revoked yet. But nevertheless, right? This ruling here, because this is only 2 people, Keep in mind, this is only 2 people. We had thousands of people. Right? And I know that during that period of time, entertainers and certain people was getting exemptions to leave and come as they please. Because 1 minute an artist was down here, and next minute they're up in Miami. Or they're up in New York. How that happened? Right? So all of that was going on. And I remember at that point in time, remember Barbados? I will never forget Barbados for that. They just talk about the rest of the Caribbean in like Trinidadian and all kind of thing. But I remember when Barbados took in our nationals who were rejected by the then government. They didn't want to take them, and Barbados took them. Right? Nobody was expecting what occurred in March of 2020. Right? Nobody was expecting that to happen, that they would declare a pandemic. So people, of course, and this is where the government, the previous administration, in their whole management, this is where they led people to believe that it had nothing to worry about. Remember, it had carnival. Oh, remember that in 2020, fellas? Right. The then Minister of Health gave people the impression it had nothing to worry about. Well, which is true, Because it wasn't a pan, it was a plandemic. Right? Which we come to see after. Well, not we, but some of you. Right? But remember, he went on all the news and he was saying, when talk about carnival, and yes, we have in carnival, no, there's nothing to worry about. That quite over, so that didn't reach in here. Oh, remember that? When you sit in a position like that, and you tell people that, then you give them a level of comfort. And that is why people would have traveled in early March, you understand? And gone about their business like normal, because carnival just happened. Everybody was jumping and whining and jamming. Yeah? So if that could happen, then why can't I travel and go to see my family here, or travel and go and deal with my medical situation there? Right? I'm not sure if that was brought up as an argument, but I would have used that in court. The level of comfort that was given to citizens that could have caused them to leave the country at that point in time. Because you just come off the back of carnival in February, March. Right? So the people let them leave, and then boom, pandemic declared, and then they were denied. So they weren't prepared to go out there for no lengthy period of time. Some of them might have been, the woman who gone for the medical treatment might have been gone for, she might have planned to go for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Her resources would have lasted that long, or whatever she had. Because treatment abroad ain't cheap. Right? You could ask Maxi Coffee about that. You know, he'll tell you. Right? Don't forget that happened too, Right? But anyway, that's our next page. That one gone. Good? So, like Joanne Panton who went to see, I think they said she went to see about her daughter or something so. She would have gone out there thinking normal, cool, and then only lock people out the country. And I said it at the time, this is the most incompetent thing that I have ever witnessed. Because you could have brought people back home, even if you wanted to implement certain protocols upon entry, you could have done so. There is no place, Mikhail Teja said it in his song, there is no place like home. Especially in times like that. Let me tell you something. My nephew, I don't know how my nephew survived. My nephew Gianni. I really don't know how he survived during that pandemic. My nephew, let me give you a little story. My nephew, see like how Joanne Panton says she in a one-bedroom place? My nephew had to have a mind of your own, you know. He had to have a strong mind. When they declared the pandemic, he couldn't come back home. He was in Tampa University, in his apartment, right? The university closed down. They shut down because everybody home and locked down and wherever, right? Nice. But he couldn't come home. So it was he and he alone in the apartment. I don't know how he survived, you know. I'm telling you. He and I have a different mindset, boy. And he was there by himself for a while. Well, he get lazy and all kind of thing, because my nephew is young and he fit and that kind of thing. And next thing you know, I see the man have a little belly and his face swell up, fat, because he got addicted to, food drop. Everything he ordered from a computer, and they come in by the door and drop it for him. I think he ended up a VIP member of Uber Drop. Is Uber Drop this call it, fellas? Huh? Uber Eats. Yeah, VIP member. So when he order, he just get one free. First the man was ordering there. And let me tell you something, the mental effect that had on people. Well, thank God he survived that, and he back here, and I think he started a new job yesterday, right? His first job in Trinidad and Tobago. He came back home. My next nephew in Tampa University right now, pursuing his studies. He's going to finish in time to come. I don't know what his plans are, but he's a kind of wild man. But my boy started his new job yesterday, went on some interviews and stuff, and he inside, and we're glad for him. So congratulations to Gianni. But I'm just saying, the mental effect that had on people, not just people who were stranded outside, people who were here and confined to their quarters. Look, man, I think this opens up the door to even more lawsuits. I would not be surprised if there is a domino effect here and you have more and more people coming to the court. But anyhow, 327-7400, 327-7400. Let me open the phone line quick and take a couple calls on this before I move on to the next topic. 23 minutes away from the hour, 7 o'clock. Let's go. We don't have time to waste this morning. Only remember, keep it short, sweet, and complete. All right? So we have this here. The other thing I want to touch on too, before I go to the phone line as well, put up the breakfast shed for me now. Where is it? And the only reason why I touch it on breakfast shed, let me take this call here. Hello, good morning. Morning.
A very, very good morning to you, Stefan.
Morning, man. Go ahead.
Nice. And then we had a sanctioned plane and a sanctioned vice president from Venezuela here.
Yes.
To discuss COVID. When we had Zoom and when we had teleconferencing, why was it necessary to have them here? And then you mentioned it to Leon. This man got the ORTT. That is Parasham.
Yeah.
Then a Syrian person was able to come back and bring the dog.
Yeah. All of that happened.
And a whole lot of nonsense was happening, but God don't sleep. All the best, Stefan.
Yeah, man. I'm glad for the people and them that get a judgment, man. I'm glad. Let them get compensation. Morning. I would not like to be in their position. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Stefan, what I have to say, I feel that to the bottom of my heart, because you know why? I was a fella under that kind of pressure with my family too, right? And what our government did for me, they should have never seen the light of day in power in Trinidad and Tobago, because that was the most wickedest thing anybody could do a person to keep them out of their own country where they born and grew. So that was never good. And the next thing I have to say, I just hope my partner who does call and always try to deflect that the man from the Cayman Island had was to take him on yesterday. I just hope that make him change his ways, how he does think, because I know how he does think. I want to go into that, and he knows too how he does trying this kind of tongue tack thing. I just hope he could change his ways and move a kind of different and move with more truth. That's what I had to say this morning. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, but I'm going to get here. Let me take about 2 more and then I'll move on to the breakfast shed. Hello, good morning. I'm trying to keep it pumping this morning.
Hello, Stefan.
Morning, morning, my dear.
Yeah, morning. For these matters, right, there is something called a limitation period, right?
Right.
Number one. Number two, it would have probably been done during that time, so they got their judgment. Number three, it takes a lot to file this action, especially with, our goodly friend, right? So you must have had money. You remember the other persons who would have been, they went to Venezuela. We all know, how that went. Well, the limitation, don't quote me on it, but this is from my knowledge. The limitation period would have passed unless they would have filed it before and waiting for this.
Yeah, no, the statute of limitation.
Right?
I don't know what the statute of limitation is on a matter like this. If it's 5 years, 3 years.
2 years.
You sure it's 2 years? All right, I'll find out, yeah. All right.
Yes, it's JR, under judicial review, yes. So, and what is the last thing I want to say? Don't you think that it is very unfair to this government to have to pay those
Well, the state is the state,
It's very
regardless
unfair,
of who's there.
Yeah, no, but just saying,
Yeah.
All right, Stefan.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good morning. Yes.
Well, I guess that's just one other thing inherited by the new administration from the old one is matters like this that will now have to be paid out. Hello, good morning. I don't know what the compensation is. I didn't mention what type of compensation to the amount, so we don't even know what kind of compensation we're talking about. Hello, good morning.
Well, Mr. Stefan, the most important thing that occurred during that period of time, the former PM was able to have Christmas lunch and dinner and breakfast with his family. That was the most important thing. Have a good morning.
Yeah, because his daughter and son-in-law came in around that period of time as well, not so? Yeah. So, I mean, all of that, just the way that was managed was, oh, God. I remember I sat here, man, and I went a tongue on that, because I was firmly against that nonsense, Morning.
Yes, sir, for morning.
Yes, I.
The sad part is people in this country that don't have money and are being oppressed cannot fight the system.
Yeah.
Thank goodness that these two people had money that they could have fight the system, because I remember during COVID, Champa and her sister was flying like jet,
Oh, yeah, she was, our next one was up and about and all around. And remember her ministry was shut down, all sports were shut down, everything. So, yeah, they were on extended vacation.
And what about the Elting daughter? Went to her wedding, somebody had COVID. Everybody else in the country who was exposed had to get quarantined. No, she was never quarantined.
Oh, yes, I think I remember that story. It's a real thing happened in that period, Jeez,
you understand?
All right.
And yet, you know what's sad? And you know what's sad? People still love them.
They take good care of you, man. We are going to. I'll take this final one here before I move on. Hello, good morning.
Stefan, morning.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
Stefan, whilst I'm happy that these two ladies win the matter, I wish it was a case where the Chorchong and them had to pay this money, which they were able to lose the qualified immunity and not taxpayers' money, compensate these two ladies. I understand this money is supposed to come out of Chorchong and them pocket. But on the other issue, this breakfast shed. Stefan, this one morning, I'm not feeling sorry for them people at all, because let me tell you why. In 2015, when was the election for the 25th, Keith Rowley won, I remember going inside it to buy lunch. Right, Stefan? And one of the young ladies inside they had on a red P&M jersey. And I make a little joke at you and I say, Miguel, why don't you take out that jersey before you get a rash? Stefan, who tell that young girl that is the whole breakfast shed tag team on your boy and come out. It's me versus all the women inside of the. Understand? All them inside of the set up P&M. That's why they're going through right now. Sorry to say it so, Stefan. Sorry to say it so. Understand? Because if they was doing the right thing and paying their rent and different thing, they wouldn't be going through that. But because it's P&M, the P&M country, understand? They could do what they do. That's why plenty of them AGC apartments and them go through that same kind of thing. Understand? Like the P&M and them fire upon them. Thank you, Stefan.
All right, no problem. Ole, hold up, Lord Father. Let me put the phone far from me there. All right, just now. Just before I move on here, I want to remind you about Safety Rigging and Lifting Services Limited. So Safety Rigging and Lifting Services Limited, they got over 2 decades of experience in rigging and lifting operations in the construction, oil and gas industry. Services are available for offshore and land process gas maintenance for projects, shutdowns, turnarounds, etc. Some of their specialized services include lifting and rigging awareness training, aligning and contracting companies to client-specific requirements, supervision coverage during planned projects and TARs, auditing, visual inspections, documentation review, policy review and development, site visits, both on land and offshore, rigging loft management, as well as risk assessment for lift operations. They offer expert guidance and support during for support ensuring safety, efficiency and compliance with industry standards, regulations and legislation. So their services are not limited to Trinidad and Tobago, as they can also provide these services in the Caribbean and South America region. And for more information, you can contact them on 868-774-1498 or visit their website, safetyriggingandliftingconsultancy.com. All right, so as we move on here, it's in the paper this morning on page 10. There seem to be the breakfast shed headline, people. Let me just deal with that quickly here. In the next hour, we're going to talk about the DPP, Marvin Gonzalez, and the Commissioner of Police. So, UDCOT chair denies evicting breakfast shed vendors. Now, there was this story, apparently, that was run, and it was on social media, that the vendors were evicted. However, the UDCOT chairman is saying this was not the case. The breakfast shed, which has been in existence since the early 1900s, serving food to people in the city, has closed its doors, leaving many former patrons with mixed reactions. UDCOT recently issued a demand letter for rent from tenants of the 12 stores, which amounted to close to $2 million. All of this now. $2 million, let me say divided by 12. So each tenant, if you break it down equally, right, would have been owing $166,666 in rent, approximately. How was that rent allowed to reach that amount of money in arrears? So, UDCOT Chairman Shankar Bidesi told Newsday on September 29 that staff visited the breakfast shed and will provide him with a report on the food court. However, he noted that UDCOT did not evict any of the tenants. They were simply alerted to the money owed. He said, quote, "They are owing money. That is a fact." He said, "My staff wrote them and made a demand for the outstanding arrears, telling them they have to pay this thing because it is building up too much. That's it." He said, quote, "I was then called by a newspaper telling me that the people were leaving. No one asked them to leave. We didn't evict anybody. We made a demand for the money, as my staff are supposed to do." End quote. Now, while some said the food court was a convenient location for local cuisine, others noted a desperate need for upgrading the facility, saying that some people said, "I'm surprised that the breakfast shed isn't as popular as it used to be." No, somebody said, I am surprised, but the breakfast shed is not as popular as it used to be. That was from a ferry worker. For the time they had it there, plenty of outlets had been closed down. There were just about 3 outlets that were running for about 2 or 3 years. I thought maybe they were not making enough money or the rent was too high, said another worker. I wasn't sure what was going on. Still, I was surprised to see it closed. It was a good spot for people who worked by the Hyatt or the waterfront complex or who were here on vacation. And this was a number one place. When you hear breakfast shed, this is where you think about, right? One person who works at the waterfront said that she used to patronize the breakfast shed but started buying elsewhere because she found that the food there was too greasy. All right? And, it goes on. So they talk about the conditions of the place. Some people talk about moving away from the breakfast shed and eventually buying food elsewhere, things like that, right? I'll take some calls. I remember my father, I was about 16 or 17 years old, right? And all that time I in Barataria living there, I in Barataria. So I used to only come up in town as a child when I go in St. James with my cousin and them and that kind of thing. So I never really knew town, right? But my father's a town man, he born and grew in St. James. And I remember when I moved to St. James now, when I was about 16 to 17 years old, I started to move around with my old man. I remember he took me to breakfast shed, but that's before it was developed how it is there now. That would have been the old breakfast shed. And I'd say, I never been there, so I was like, where's this, and he said, you never hear about here? I said, no. He said, this is what they call the breakfast shed, boy. Best food, right? And it was me, some of the other workers. He took the whole carload of workers for food, right, for lunch. Because we had now come from, I think it's either the hospital or some walk we went on, right? And he said, come, let me go and eat lunch. And he took us to the breakfast shed, and I eat a pilau there, boy. I ain't lying at a pilau lash. I ain't lying but a pilau lash. But breakfast shed then, and the breakfast, I have not been to breakfast shed since. I must have went there twice after that, on my own. But I remember that is one of the places that, the first time I ever went to breakfast shed, my father took me there. You understand? And the amount of vendors that it had, right? And the amount of people inside breakfast shed in those days, that would have been in the 90s I talking about, man. But I don't think since they moved it and they developed it into what it is now, I'm not too sure if it's been as popular as it used to be. I'm not too sure. I haven't been there, so I don't know. I don't know if the quality of the food has dropped. But if the quality of the food or the taste of the food or whatever has dropped, breakfast shed wouldn't be the only place. If you all have noticed, the quality of food on the whole has dropped across the board, right? Just on size alone, I was telling somebody the other day, did you realize that without anybody noticing and really making a fuss, pizza got smaller? Fellas, all you notice that? A large pizza in my time, all I wouldn't know about this, when I was going to school as a teenager, a large pizza was all like the box. A large pizza is this now. I'm telling you, and it's more expensive. So it gets smaller and more expensive. You understand what I'm saying? If only realize that. Right? A large in what it used to be. But to me, there are some places that still maintain good quality food and that kind of thing. But I just find a lot of places, especially since after the pandemic, I don't know, boy, like standards drop, boy, all over. But let me just take a few calls on the breakfast shed. But it is interesting that we have all this communication that seems to be going all over the place in terms of, let me take this call. Hello, good morning. We have the Tunapuna Regional Corporation talking about, we ain't get the property tax payment. Swarat Singh saying, but you ain't listen to what I say. We deposited into the exchequer account of the central bank. We never say we pay it all here. Now we have articles with the vendors being evicted, and then the chairman of UDICOT had to come out and say, but we never evict them. Morning.
I can send message.
Hello, morning.
Right.
Morning, my dear. Go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, go ahead.
This is one of the breakfast yard workers.
Yes, dear. What happened? What happened?
Yes. What happened? Well, you remember COVID was for 2 years. When we do come, remember COVID was for 2 years. When we do come back out, they give us a notice to leave. Yes, they want me to pay a certain amount of money to come back out to work, and we didn't have the money.
Right.
So they bring lawyer letter for me to leave.
So you're saying that, okay, the letter for you to leave came out when? This recent situation, yeah? Hello?
Yeah, baby love.
Yeah, don't listen on the TV, listen on the phone. So you're saying that...
When we do come back out, they give us a notice to leave.
Okay. So that's when you came back out after COVID?
They give us a letter to leave.
No, that was when?
Lawyer letter.
All right,
I remember.
Yeah.
But they give us a lawyer letter to leave.
Okay, but hold on. This was when? When you came back out from COVID, or this was recently here?
When we come back out and the breakfast start to open back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But this, my dear, this current situation, what is the average rental that is paid at breakfast shed? Like, what amount you all usually pay?
We pay $400 a day.
$400 a day? Okay. All right.
That is before. That is our bill when the day come, $400.
Okay. All right. That's roughly. You all open Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday? Always open Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday?
We open from Monday to Sunday.
Monday to Sunday. All right. At $400 a day. Ooh, like
$400 a day. Some people can't make it, and some can make it.
Okay. But you all would be willing to work. I mean, you all want to keep your spot at the breakfast shed, right?
That's right.
Okay.
But the rent is too high, and there's only one person that sell. We can't sell. When people come in, there's only one people want to sell.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the information.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, my dear, thanks.
That's right. All of that information good.
Okay, no problem.
Information very good.
I'm glad you're calling.
From others workers.
Yeah, don't frighten. Don't frighten, darling. Yeah.
Right.
We go fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
I do business.
She said, I do business. No. Listen, $400 a day. All right, so that's $2,800 a week. And that is $11,200 a month. All right? She did raise a very good point here. The pandemic. So the arrears of rent that could have been accumulated would have been accumulated during that period, as it did for many people, right? Many people fell back on their bills and so on and so forth during that period of time because, short income, you come back out to sell food in a public space. Some people were still hesitant to come back out. You weren't making what you used to make. Some people had to take a loan from the banks or whomever in order to just survive during that period. Because remember, that type of business would have been under some pressure as well. So I could understand what she's saying there. If you're already calling, just hold strain. Hold strain if you're already calling. All right? If you're already calling, only hold strain. Hold strain. All right? Just now. All right, 327-7400. Let me see if I can squeeze one more before I go to the break. I see we already at 6:55. I might have to go to the break. I might have to go to the break and come back to the phone lines. So let me go to the break and I'll come back to the phone lines. But I think UD Court, now, I think the problem here is going to be communication. Obviously, there is a communication problem between the tenants the vendors at Breakfast Shed and UDCOT. All right? So maybe Mr. Bedesi and some of his people need to get down there and have a meeting with the vendors. All right? Because, I mean, Breakfast Shed is a legacy brand. Have a meeting with them and work out a payment plan. All right? Now, as he is saying in the paper here this morning, nobody was evicted. What we did is we sent a letter saying, look, you have this arrears that owing, and we need the arrears. Now, you see, the language in our letter is very important. The language. And reading the article, I thought that, just now, the word demand was used. UDCOT recently issued a demand letter for rent. Right? And it comes up here again where he said, and I'm quoting him, we made a demand for the money as my staff are supposed to do. Now, there is a huge difference in terms of the way that you communicate with somebody and the tone and the texture of the conversation when you use the word demand as opposed to the word request. So it's very different for me to say, I demand a meeting with Chris. Right? Chris, I demanded a meeting with you. As opposed to, Chris, I'd like to request a meeting with you. You see, it's two different textures there. Right? So, you know, all of that had to take up into consideration. Somebody is saying, so what about after COVID? Did they pay any rent? Well, I think what she's saying is that when they came back out after COVID, they were given a letter to leave. I'll go back and check that. I'll see if I could pull up that story, but I think I could recall that, you know. I'll double check it and see. All right? But we'll take the break. When we come back from the break, we'll get back into it. Stay tuned.
Conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Open Minds Education, Trinidad and Tobago. Hear me now. Click in, level up. School up on your phone, you know.
Learn today, lead tomorrow. We're ready for your growth. Farm 5C6 adult class, take the oath. No traffic, no stress, just log in and post. Open Minds Education, TNT we both.
You want pass exam? Cool, we sort that. Replay the lesson till the knowledge lock back. Real teacher with feedback, no copy, no charge.
At Adams Optical, We care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
All right, so we're back. So I know sending a birthday request on the phone there. You send your birthday request to stvbreaking@gmail.com, please. Now, before the break, I was talking about breakfast shed. We had to go to the break, right, before we could take some calls or more calls. Because I know a lot of people have you know, you've had breakfast there, you've had lunch there. It's a legacy brand, okay? Now, what I think should have happened, while a demand letter is just a legal term that lawyers use, what I'm saying is, I understand. A demand letter is just a legal term. I understand all of that. But I think before you sent a letter, what you could have done, before you sent a demand letter for rent owing, what you could have done, because you now come into office, right? You now take over. Now, I don't know if any discussions took place prior to this letter being delivered, but it does not appear so because I did not hear about any of that happening before this particular issue with the demand letter, right? So all I'm saying is simply this. You have a legacy brand like Breakfast Shed, all right? That is not only a legacy brand locally, but can also be promoted for tourism purposes. Because you have people that coming off the cruise ships and so on and so forth. So when you advertise Breakfast Shed or you put Breakfast Shed out there in a particular type of way, when people come off of the cruise ship, they're going to Breakfast Shed because everybody now it's supposed to be highly anticipated that you want to go and eat by Breakfast Shed because you always hear about this Breakfast Shed. Now, a few things have to take place for it to become that type of tourism product. The quality of the food has to be top of the line. The customer service has to be top of the line. The appearance of the place has to be top of the line. It has to be inviting, right? But it is strategically located for such purposes, right? So what I think you could have done is the first thing you should have asked, you should have sent a letter to the effect, you should have sent a letter to the effect of a meeting. The first thing you do is you meet with your tenants. This is just me, saying how I would have go about doing it. Because at the end of the day, in the scope of things, and money that is owed, and monies that been gained through corrupt means or waste and mismanagement, $2 million is a drop in the ocean. So let me don't pretend like this is $20 million. It's $2 million we're talking about, okay? So my approach would have been to send a letter to have a meeting with the tenants on a specific day and time. And I would have gone to the Breakfast Shed because after now, I would rather have the meeting there so that I could hear about the concerns of the tenants in case there is any renovations or work that have to be done to upgrade the facility. And then we could have the discussions on the rent that is owed, the arrears, and how that arrears came to be, and things of that nature. And then you work forward from there saying to the tenants, well, okay, tenant A, you owing $100,000 in rent. You said it was due to ABCXYZ. Okay, what type of plan we could work out for you, how much extra you could pay a month. You're paying $400 a day right now. Could you pay $500 a day, $600 a day until the debt is cleared? could you pay the extra 200? How much extra you could pay? You understand? And try and meet the people halfway. Where did they go coming from? Because you don't want to just, you don't want to reach in a position where you have this clash and there's animosity and misunderstanding and miscommunication. So you want to move forward with a good working relationship, right? So I think that should be the approach taken instead of the demand letter. This is what I'm saying. So it's not what you do, but sometimes it's just how you do it now. You know what I mean? Just now, eh? Morning. Fellas, what going on there? On our call. That's now caller. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Stefan. Morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Calling to find out if you have any. Yeah, man?
Yeah.
Calling to find out if you have any insight what going on with the pension and the disability and thing.
What is going on with pension and disability? What is the problem with pension and disability?
They say it's stolen. What going? We have some rent to pay and the customers them same mountain, but they say they are getting nothing. Some delay put in towards it.
All right, the pension and disability. How much? How long you owe your pension?
Oh no, them the customer. The customers them and we had a parent. So you know.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll find out from Vandana Mohit. Let me reach out today, find out what's going on with the pension and disability payments. I know there was an issue there that they were trying to sort out. I saw it in the paper over the weekend, you know. That was that was stopping payments from going with some kind of issue happened at the ministry there with the payment. I can't remember what it was. Hello, good morning. But it was sorting it out.
Morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with the check is that they can't print the check. If you have bank deposit, you get any money.
Right.
But you have to wait a little bit for the check to
Yeah. It was something like that, yeah.
It
was a technical kind of issue. Yeah.
During COVID, they shut down all the food places and them gardening. So I understand you can now waiver that period if it's a 2-year period where it is in rent.
Right.
But nobody is saying whether they're paying part rent or not. But the freeness had to stop. That was happening in NHA housing in the rentals, and they started to evict people. So the freeness have to stop. People have to know they have to pay their bills. Right. If it was a private, we don't know what happened. No, but get state and whatever it is, the issue is that you have to pay your rent because you're making a profit.
Right, but my point.
So if we cannot continue along that line.
Right, but you understand, Bakola? Hello?
Yeah.
I want people to understand clearly what I'm saying. I am saying I would have taken that approach first. Dialogue, understanding, a commitment to either pay a little more than the $400 a month, but I would have taken that approach first. And then I would have seen how things go. And a few months down the road, if things are not moving in the right direction, I would have a second meeting. Now, the reason why I'm having these meetings is that the third time, when I come and I hit your demand letter, you can't say we didn't have a conversation twice before. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. No, I mean, that isn't fairness and everything. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But we don't know the full story if that happened before, after COVID, when they were issued letters or not. And what was happening at that point in time.
Yeah.
So now that we're getting information, we're getting piecemeal information as to what is happening and what transpired.
Right.
So the issue is that how do we solve this problem? And my thing is that if you're owing money or to pay, then take a loan and pay off your debt or pay part of it or whatever it is. But you have to show the intention that you're willing to pay. But if they're not willing to pay, because if you owe in rent and you ain't paying a part of it all the time coming on the road, then what is your real intention? So we can't look at it because it's a state enterprise or a state thing and we're not paying any money. These things have to stop.
Yeah.
There must be balance in whatever we're doing and money must be coming through. So that now will secure our tenure in that place now and they can't move us. So things have to change. But you have a good day.
All right, man, no problem. Yeah. Oh God, wait. Hold on. Right, bam, boom. I'm going to go this one. Hello, good morning. And has anybody eaten at the breakfast shed recently? Anybody who calling in? Yeah, let me know now. Or the food tasting down there. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man,
Stefan,
what
how
we
it is these people is be allowed to owe the government so much money that the government is allowed it to reach so high before they intervene. But how it is when they owe in the bank or other financial institution, it do ever reach the amount that is intervene early and settle it early. How it is that has happened with the government?
Well, good question. I think because government grants a little more leeway because everything is more political than business on most occasions. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Stefan. How you
Oh
doing?
God, Barack, poor boy. Go ahead.
Breakfast, boy. Breakfast in the morning, doubles and cold soft drink, boy.
Boy.
Stefan, let me tell you something. Nobody don't go into any business if they're not making a profit.
Right.
You understand? And I want to find out if that 400 per day is the accurate rent that they is paid, because that is $2,800 a week you're talking about, you know.
Yeah.
You understand? That's a good amount of money to pay in rent and to sell food
that's a good bit.
for a
That's,
week.
yeah, that's $11,000 a month. Is what she's saying.
So if that's the case, I could understand why they shut down Petrotrin, because the breakfast shed looks like it's more viable than Petrotrin. Rowley could have opened up about 10 breakfast shed around the country, and they could have bring in more revenue than Petrotrin when they shut it down.
Yeah.
But he probably didn't do it. You see, what you have to understand in this place is a culture of freeness people like in this Trinidad and Tobago. And what the caller mentioned earlier. Remember, people didn't used to pay $50 rent in HEC for months. And it accumulated to thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And when they get evicted, then they started complaining, oh, they're bad and they're wicked and all these kind of things. We are accustomed to in Trinidad and Tobago. Freeness, handout. You understand? If I go into a business and I know I have to make clear $400 and start to make profit, and I still in that business, that means that business viable. You understand?
Right.
So coming and talking all kind of nonsense and giving all kind of reason why the rent isn't paid, we ain't accepting that excuse. Find a way to sit, pay out all your rent, and if all you know that all your breakfasts is not making money, close it down and sell lunch instead. Have a good morning, Stefan.
No problem. Well, they do sell lunch. They do sell lunch. They open for breakfast and lunch. I mean, I remember that well when I used to go there. When I went there a few times with the old man. You know what I mean? So, look. Let me see. Our real messages, boy. Somebody say, find out if the HEC getting payment after stopping evictions. Well, boy, I'll tell you what. Look, I think something could be worked out, but I would have taken that approach. And the reason why, now the eviction notice that the lady was talking about came after COVID, so that if I heard her correct, that would mean that they were given an eviction notice after the COVID-19 period under the previous administration. And now they got the demand letter under the new administration here with the arrears that is owing. That is my understanding of what she said, if I heard correctly. All right. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. The breakfast shed was so far back, right? And the quality of food at that time, which part it was before, if I'm not mistaken, was the port was controlling the breakfast shed.
Yes, was the port, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, since they move and go up in that place, it's a small space, and the quality of wasn't good.
Okay.
Now, we had to find out how long this rent owing from. $400 a day. That, I think, when you work it out, they say $11,000 a month. That is too high for those people. Absolutely too high for that.
Yeah, I think that's plenty money.
So I think, as I said, I think they need to have some kind of discussion and get that place going and thing and have them people back inside of there.
Okay. All right, man. Yeah, I think that's plenty money. I think, as a matter of fact, let's say $50 a box of food, average, right? That means you had to sell $8 of food before you start to make money for the day. All right. Now, obviously, when you're running a business, obviously, you had to, you know, you had to sell in order to make money, you know what I mean? I just saying, you know, morning, and I don't know what the clientele like now, as opposed to back in the day, because when I was on the port, as the caller rightfully said, because I remember my father took me, because my father was an old port worker. When I was there, the place was ram out. Morning.
Yeah, morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man, what going on?
What I would like to know is what percentage of that they're expecting these people to pay while the breakfast shed was closed.
Right.
Because all food establishment was closed while the pandemic and people was talking. And the other thing is, if the place closed, how you expect me to pay rent when I'm not making any money?
Exactly.
So we had to find out. So we had to find out what percentage of that fall or that owing fall under the pandemic while the place was closed, and probably the government, the present regime, could waiver that and then make arrangement to pay the excess. The other thing with the
that's the thing for me. Instead of a demand letter, it should have been a letter to the effect of dialogue first. Let me meet in the middle. And then we move forward from there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the other thing with the closing of the borders is the same population who vote for PNM was saying, yeah, leave them outside. They want to live outside, let them stay out there. Don't bring them here to bring no COVID. And now the same people complaining. The same people who give Rowley and them the boost to tell them lock the border and don't bring nobody inside and all kind of, and now they're calling and complaining how they lock the border and you couldn't come home. And the American government revoke people for visa because they overstay, knowing that is them lock down the world, you know. So all that was a money-making thing. That was a money-making thing for the American government too, you know.
Yeah, and
because they revoke your visa
the pharmaceutical companies,
without even letting you know, without even letting you know they revoke your visa, you know. It's when you go on to buy a ticket, or you buy a ticket and you're going in the airport, then they telling you your visa was revoked, you know. So you had to call the embassy now and set up to reapply for a visa over $1,000 and something, and all our part of United Nations, we had to pay to go in an embassy. It's really encourage them things, and then we calling on the program now and complaining.
Right.
And that's why I said the other day, these people do all that wicked thing and still win an election. Who vote for them? The same people in Trinidad and Tobago, all who complaining now, who playing this and playing that.
That's true.
And that's why I keep telling you, if we don't have national unity, nothing will change, my brother.
Yeah,
have a pleasant day.
All right, same to you. All right, I want to hold up there. I want to get to Marvin Gonzalez and his comment that he made the other day. I guess before I do that, let me remind you about Set Viola board. We'll take a break and we'll come back, right? Let me just take a little break before I switch gears. I don't want to tie things up too much. But Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic is powered by nutritional therapy, and it's very simple. Sorry, we'll get it up here, yeah. I'd log the fellas, I catch all you off guard, I know that, yeah. Nice. So, Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, powered by nutritional therapy, it's very simple. Stop managing a disease when you have the opportunity to reverse it naturally, and they specialize in reversing cancer, diabetes, digestive disorders, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, and more. It is drug-free, supplement-free, root cause healing through nutritional therapy, and you can call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. And you can book an appointment today and rebuild your health from the inside out naturally. So with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back from the break, Marvin Gonzalez, in these consultations that the PNM is having, is saying that to fix the DPP office instead of bringing Stand Your Ground to deal with the crime. We'll get your thoughts on that, but I also want to take it down memory lane as to that DPP office and the $55 million that was paid in rent for a building that was never used. Or remember that? Waste again and mismanagement. Stay tuned.
Cricket is Caribbean passion, pure energy and pride. That's why Flow is proud to be the official telecommunications partner of the Trinbago Knight Riders for CPL 2025. Get a chance to win all-inclusive finals home lines when you sign up for the Everything You Need plan. Plus, enjoy 25% off for 6 months. One identity, one beat, one rhythm. Visit discoverflow.co to learn more. Promotion approved by the NLCB. Terms and conditions apply.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant, where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com. Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerators, parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Open Minds Education, Trinidad and Tobago. Hear me now. Click in, level up. School up on your phone, you know.
Learn today, lead tomorrow. We're ready for your growth. Farm 5C6 adult class take the oath. No traffic, no stress, just log in and post. Open minds, education, TNT we both.
You want pass exam, cool we start that. Replay the lesson till the knowledge lock back. Real teacher with feedback, no copy, no chat.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsane, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
All right, so welcome back to Breaking Dawn this morning. I'm just going through so many messages here. I hope the man that sent the long message on Breakfast Shed, I hope you got the memo that they weren't evicted, eh? They weren't evicted. They got a letter asking for the rent, but they were not evicted, okay? I see sent a somebody sent a long message with our emoji crying now. So, oh God, look at this. All right, so as we proceed this morning, okay, and we continue breaking down, as I just go through some of those messages there, I understand, I know somebody spoke about statutory limitations in terms of filing matters, right, against the state, and they said it was 2 years. I think it was Lydia. But that was a constitutional matter. I am not too sure that there is a statute of limitations on constitutional matters. But I will check that, because it's a constitutional matter. All right? I'll message Brian Big on that and just get some clarity, because I do believe that all those people that were stranded outside, I believe they have a case, even now, because it's a constitutional matter. In the meantime, let me get Marvin now. There was a report that came out recently. I have to find the report, But the report said that Trinidad and Tobago was one of the countries, or one of the top countries in wastage and mismanagement, okay? I had to find that report. I saw the headline, I should have downloaded it, And I said, look, I'll come back to that because I was looking at some other stuff over the weekend. And I have to find that article. But Marvin Gonzalez and the PNM consultations that are taking place 3 days ago, they had another consultation, probably in another area. And he is saying to fix the DPP's office, not the stand your ground law, to fight crime. Now, I do not know why the PNM tries to keep fighting this stand your ground legislation. Nothing is wrong with the legislation. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it is needed. All right? That is me. I all for it. Because anything that gives you a fighting chance against criminal elements, I would support. Okay? I'll read you a little piece here. Opposition MP Marvin Gonzalez says reforming the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and not the proposed stand your ground legislation will impact the crime situation. And he was speaking at the second round of consultations by PNM in Chaguanas on Thursday night on the planned legislation. Gonzalez attributed the inefficiencies in the DPP's office as a cause of crime. Referring to recent delays in court cases, Gonzalez said, look at what is happening with the DPP's department not filing indictments on time And after 10 years, some members of the public facing serious criminal charges have to walk away free. He added, how is Stand Your Ground dealing with these criminal justice issues? How is it going to deal with corruption in the prison system? How is it going to deal with corruption in the police service? Well, Marvin Gonzalez, Stand Your Ground legislation is not designed to deal with corruption in the police service or the prison service. Stand Your Ground legislation is not designed to deal with corruption. Stand Your Ground legislation is not designed to deal with issues in the DPP's office. The Stand Your Ground legislation is very simple. You work hard for your money, you're a law-abiding citizen, and you work hard for your money. You do everything the right way. You provide for your family. You take out a mortgage on a property. You take out a loan on a vehicle. You put furniture in your house. You make your groceries when the week come. You send your children to school. You provide a shelter for them. And the Stand Your Ground legislation is designed to deal with the criminal elements that have been running into people's house, holding them hostage, tying them down, raping them, beating them, sometimes murdering them, and robbing them of their belongings that they work hard for. That is what it is for. You concerned about the DPP office? How fixing the DPP office going to stop illegal guns from coming into the country? Guys, we always should have studied the 10 years over there. Because we have an illegal firearm problem in the country. How did we get that problem, Marvin Gonzalez? Is it fixing the DPP's office going to solve the problem of illegal firearms coming into the country? I could tell you right now they ain't coming in because we had the US outside in the Southern Caribbean, so not a boat passing. And just the other day it had a boat pass, and I think they held X amount of Venezuelans and a few Trinidadians on the boat just recently here over the weekend or something. So how they bomb that boat? Because the US know what they're doing, they have the intelligence. Right? But while they're in the water down there, nothing in passing. We know that for sure. But fixing the DPP's office is not going to deal with those problems. Stand Your Ground is not meant to deal with all crime problems. It is for a specific purpose of defending your property, yourself, and your family. That's it. It's that simple and straightforward. But while we're on the issue of the DPP's office, Marvin, I want to remind you of a few things. Put up DPP 1 for me. 40 million spent on new DPP office. Rowley, after 3 years of finding executive office for the DPP, not a footstep inside the office, and we paying millions of dollars in rent. All you remember that? They went and they find a building on Park Street. Right? But give me DPP 2. DPP waits on another special branch report on the building. Because the reason why the DPP did not move into that building that they paid $40 million for at the time of these first articles in 2023 is because it was deemed to be a safety hazard. Right? It was location-wise too close to East Dry River. The windows were not bulletproof, things of that nature. Give me DPP 3. Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj backs the DPP in $55 million building fiasco. Security issues not properly addressed. That is why they didn't move into that new building there. Give me the next one, DPP 4. Ramesh to government, start a search for a new DPP office. This was in November 12, 2023. Give me the next one. State to buy all FCB building to house DPP's office. This was as of October 17, 2024. We have another one, or that's the last one? Huh? All right. Now, I want to remind Marvin Gonzalez. Lord Father. You see, when I have to come and remind Ole like this, Marvin, this is what happens. Right? Hold on, In the article with Ramesh backs the DPP in the $55 million building fiasco, I think that was DPP 3. Let me just read them part of this. So, what had happened, we had to outfit it to suit the department that was going to go in there. We did all that. Then we heard that there were security issues. We spent money strengthening the facility, bulletproof here, and this, that, there. Wherever. Bulletproof here, this, that, and there. Right, wherever. This is how the article is written there. We did all of that. At the end of the day, after we spent $55 million, a public servant could decide I'm not going in there. Something has to be wrong with that, and as a taxpayer, I am incensed that that could happen in Trinidad and Tobago, he said. Right? Now, reports had revealed that the DPP and his staff had concerns about the safety and security in the building. Now, the first part of it that I read, that was the Prime Minister speaking at the time, the former Prime Minister, former. Now, Maharaj agreed with this concern. He said the reason DPP did not occupy the building was because of the contents of the several special branch reports, special branch reports on the non-implementation fully of the recommendations contained in those reports. Because if the DPP and the staff occupied the building in those circumstances, it would have put their lives at huge risk. Maharaj quoted excerpts from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Special Branch report after a security assessment was done in 2020. And he said one of the key points noted that the unit found that the building was located approximately 160 meters from the East Dry River area, which in itself posed an inherent risk. The unit also found that this area was considered a high crime area known for gang-related activities, especially firearm offenses. This unit also found that this distance should be taken into consideration in case of any threat, and it is unlikely that a 9mm caliber ammunition will be used by any potential perpetrators from this area, thus making the installed glass ineffective against other commonly utilized caliber ammunition such as 40 caliber, 45 caliber, 5.56 and 7.62 ammunition. The unit recommended that a higher level ballistics proofing had to be used on all the glass windows on the eastern side of the building. Those were the issues at the DPP's office as laid out by the Special Branch report. So, under Marvin Gonzalez Sunday, bring him back there, lovely. You had a problem with relocating the DPP office. All you went and find a building that a special branch report cited several concerns for in terms of safety. All you wanted to put the DPP in a high risk area or a hotspot area. Who does that in the right mind? A DPP's office is supposed to be away from those things because of the nature of the DPP's job. Lest we forget, at the end of 2024, a prosecutor was assassinated right after they called a state of emergency, the day after. So it is not, let us not forget, Jana Sitahal was also assassinated. Right? And that's quite back in 2014. So let us not pretend like things like this does not that it don't happen or it is impossible. It is very possible. So the concerns raised by the DPP were genuine. Right? My thing is, you all spent $55 million in rent for an empty building. And then went searching for a new building. You see where the waste and the mismanagement happens? No rental agreement should have been entered as it relates to that building unless all the requirements were met and the DPP was satisfied. But all you enter into that rental agreement, pay $55 million of taxpayers' dollars. And now you come in to say 55. So how are we getting back with 55 million, Marvin? It what? Oh, yeah. So we have $55 million in taxpayers' dollars. We cannot retrieve that. because that was paid through a rental agreement that you all entered into. So that money down the drain, and the DPP still need an office. So when Marvin come in to talk about fix the problems at the DPP's office, you see, this is why you're not in a position to say that. My callers could say that. People could call into this program and say, Stefan, what is going on with the DPP office? We need to fix that DPP office. My callers could say that. You can't say that, partner, because you were there. You understand? You were there. All they failed to fix the problem. All they had 10 years to do it. And this is my problem. This is my problem with them. All they're talking on matters that yes, need fixing. But a lot of those matters that need fixing were created by you all. And this is the problem. The rental arrangement with breakfast shed, I could tie that into. You think they did not know that people at breakfast shed were owing that quantity of rent? Of course they must have known. What did you all do to fix that problem? Nothing. And unfortunately, that is what happened with that previous administration, is that they did plenty of nothing. Let me take some calls there before I go to the break. I have 5 minutes or more. We are 9 minutes here. 9 minutes. Yes, the DPP office needs to fix. Yes, we need to get the DPP has to pull up his socks. But don't pretend like you all didn't play a part in that or you all didn't drop the ball. Morning.
Yes, sir. Morning again. Yeah, na. Macaroni pie, Mava, and the business fixer. I sure Macaroni. He's our ex-police, so he have.
Yeah, go ahead.
How they telling us to live? Yeah. Yeah. So how them telling us to live? Them living different. They living properly secured. You understand?
Yeah, and that's the next thing. They want to stand against your standing wrong legislation. But like I say, to all the people who go into that consultation, ask them how much of them have a firearm. That's all.
Or living in a gated community. But on as they're talking about the building that they're using for the DPP office.
Yeah.
Look at the construction of these modern police stations with glass to the front. And somebody can say from outside a police station and open
but of
fire
course, we know men are
take
AR-15s and AK-47s and high-power rifles out here.
Because look at the construction of them old police stations, like the old Kumuto station and the old Arima station. The front wall very thick. Plus it have the ports and them that people from inside could shoot, through the ports on the outside. That is thinking, and how much years ago they build them out, those stations.
Some of them stations
pretty
are
glass
old.
stations.
Yeah.
Now they're building them pretty glass wall and glass front door.
Yeah.
And that can't protect nobody. And the worst part is when nighttime reach and the lights inside that station on, you can't see outside, but who outside can see you clearly.
Could see you. We had all those concerns were raised recently as well. Yeah. All right.
Marvelous Marva don't like nobody. Marvelous Marva don't like nobody. Otherwise, when he had a meeting, he will walk with macaroni pie.
I God. Hello, good morning.
Stefan, good morning.
Morning, yes.
Yes, good morning. If it wasn't for you and this program, a lot of people wouldn't know what's going on. People would have forgotten all these things. You bring it to light, you remind us, But the question I have is, why these people still getting newspaper article and still have a voice?
No, well, I mean,
nobody don't want to hear them, We don't want to hear them. Okay, I go on.
All right. No, but you gotta give them a hearing. You got to report on what they're doing and saying and things like that. Unfortunately, they're not saying, what they're saying is not making it. How I could put it, boy. Morning. I would think I could say there. I don't want to be too cruel. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Yes, I.
Morning. Yes, sir. This Marvin Gonzalez. He have a lot to fix up in Lupino, La Pastoral, Lupino, Why he ain't gonna fix that and try to fix the people? Because he had the people uncomfortable up there with the water and the road in a mess. And that is thing that he have to do. That is one, because I have a lot of family on that side. You see Gonzalez, he is a problem guy. He just want to do things and say things that make no sense. And he's the man who was wanted to be a Minister of National Security. I don't know what will happen to this country now. This guy is a problem man. He just don't know what to say, what to do, and he better hush his mouth and let things run as how it have to run. But one thing I want to know, when the book of mandatory jump out, I want to know if they will be out of jail, all of them. Have a nice day.
No problem. Now, I understand that the budget that is coming, there's going to be a lot of information in that budget as it relates to ministry by ministry and what was occurring there. Hello, good morning. So it might be a budget I want to pay attention to. It's supposed to be, I am hearing, the 6th of October. Morning.
Yes, my dear. Good morning and good morning to Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the Caribbean.
Morning to you, my dear. Go ahead.
I was listening to you just now with people who got caught up in the COVID-19 in America. I can only speak for myself. I was there. I was staying with family, but I went through the process of the airline, which they put me on to the commissioner, the council in Manhattan. And I went through a process because, I started crying and whatnot and things, just like the lady said, but I was a family, but by family. Yeah. But I end up getting back money from the government to purchase my ticket on a one-way flight back to Trinidad. I stayed for about 3 to 4 months. And when I reached back to Trinidad, I was sent down to this hotel they have when you're going down on the highway. I can't remember the name of the place, but it's a big place.
It's right by the airport?
No. Going south. You're going down south side. It have a big traffic light there and houses to the right-hand side. And the sea is not too far from them where it have fishermen and whatnot, a little fishing port there. I stayed there for a week, right? So I can only say I don't know what other people went through, but I went through a bit of, yes, I went through a little thing too, because you had to call. Right. But my time, it was not so bad as other people own. So as I say, I can only speak about my own problem. All right? Concerning the breakfast shed, one second. Concerning the breakfast shed, that breakfast shed have been there almost 39, almost 40 years. My daughter is now, she's 43, right? And that breakfast shed was old school. When I say old school, I mean old school. So now it is time for something to be done to, uplift the breakfast shed, because long time tourist boat, when they came in, they used to go inside of there and eat and whatnot and thing. I don't think that has happened now.
Yeah, I don't think it has happened like how it was back in the day. Back in the day, in the 90s and thing and the 80s and thing, breakfast shed was on a whole different level.
Yes, it was different. And the people were also different too. It's a whole total thing. But then everything has gone up. Prices, everything, is going up. People not making money as before, because I also used to sell in Trinidad here. Right. And I could tell you, at that time, it wasn't so bad, but still, people didn't have money to buy, and I never used to sell expensive.
Right.
Right? But everything has gone up, and it's something that we all have to look into and give a little consideration to people, but then also the sellers have to know when to stop. We all have a time in life, and we all have to know when to pull up brakes and stop. Look around and see what's taking place. Okay then. So everyone have a blessed day.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the contribution. Nice man. I'm going again. Hello, good morning. Let me see if I can squeeze out two before I take the last break. Come back with the birthdays. Hello, morning.
Yeah, morning, Mr. Stefan.
Yes,
I just listened to the lady momentarily ago. We all know where the breakfast shed is. It is very close to the Hyatt. It's in heart of town, because the International Waterfront Center is right there where the Parliament used to be.
Yeah.
And then high up is There's border inland revenue, new buildings, everything there, bustling, prime real estate. Which I CNC3 had run a story last night. I wish somebody could actually go and visit the breakfast shed and see how inside they're looking, because outside, yes, the building looking clean and everything, but the position and where it is located and what the nice buildings are around it, it should be up in the times. It should attract, as I say, the tourists that visit us.
Yeah.
Because ships do dock at the Hyatt, and I believe the dock at the Hyatt, they should visit the breakfast shed to get authentic Trinidad and Tobago cuisine, you know, and it should be of a certain class then.
Yes.
You understand where I'm coming from? Well, the chef, Mr. Chef gonna know what I'm talking about, but he have a standard. That is standard I'm talking about, the international standard, right?
Yeah.
Because we promoting tourism too, and that right in the heart of town. Okay, and when it comes to macaroni pie man, you see macaroni pie man tell us that the Speaker of the House denying supplemental questions to be asked to the Honorable Prime Minister, right? And a dictatorship. I went. Who is the acting opposition leader of Trinidad and Tobago? Because the opposition leader is in the UN. You have an acting Prime Minister, Ms. Jolene John. Right?
I would think it's
Boss.
Marvin Gonzalez.
Who is the acting? He.
I would think it's him.
Oh, okay. And when being asked by the reporters at the post, not Serena Post, at the press conference in the opposition office, when speaking about the supplemental questions being denied, Mr. Marvin had said that the Prime Minister seems as if she cannot answer questions on she legs. I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay.
I don't know what you mean by that. Because I know she stood up for the for the award ceremony, the whole thing. Everybody get their awards. I'm very happy. I live in. I'm very happy that Rashoti finally get recognized. So
yeah, boy, Rashoti, boy, yeah.
The boss himself, right? And we should play a little more. Watch Out My Children. A very good song.
All right, man.
Have a good morning.
Yeah, man. All right, so I tell you what, I got to park it. All right, let me take this final one. Only because it's a regular, you know. But go ahead, morning. I go back a regular man who is keeping short. Yeah, morning.
The only thing with the DPP, he had to be removed for the long delays in filing matters and the missing files where people getting off. You have to replace him and put somebody, because the box with him. And that's the only issue with the DPP. As far as the buildings and things is concerned, you could perform from in a car. So when they talk, at the same time, the office must be one that is respectable and everything. But it's the missing files, the late delays, and justice delays, justice denied. People languishing in the jails unnecessary because of his delays. You have a
All right, cool, man. Yeah, look, we gotta wrap things up this morning. But before I wrap it up, let me just give you the information on Keolek, the Keolek range of products. Backed by science with over 900 scientific research and clinical trials. And of course, they are all made with the aged garlic extract. So you can pick up any one of the products in the Keolek range. From the cleanse and digestion to the blood pressure health, the cholesterol health, the total heart health, the Keolek circulation health. And they got the Keo green powder drink mix and Keodophilus probiotics. So the Keolek range of products is available at pharmacies and health stores across the country. And if you need more information on any one of these products, you can WhatsApp 728-0338. That is 728-0338. All right, that's Keolek. Also, I want to remind people, the Breaking Dawn Christmas party is on, and it is on December the 13th, Saturday, December the 13th, at the Center of Excellence Garden Sanctuary. And tickets will be available from Monday at all sports and games outlets across Trinidad and Tobago. So you have Sports and Games Grand Bazaar, Sports and Games Price Plaza, Sports and Games Gulf City. You have Sports and Games in West Mall, Long Circular Mall, Tunapuna, and Trin City. That is 7 locations, all right, that you could visit. You're just going to our Sports and Games, and on Monday, from Monday, and you tell them you come for the Breaking Dawn Christmas party tickets, and you could purchase it right there. Also, from this weekend, as of Friday, if you want to purchase a ticket online, you will be able to get the ticket purchased online through trinbagoevents.com. All right, remember it's our premium drinks inclusive $400 ticket. Come out and support. This is the party that we have for the viewership. All right, for all of the people that are watching Breaking Dawn, get your tickets early. We have live entertainment. We have food on sale, but the drinks are absolutely free. So make sure, come out and support. Remember, we do this, we give part of the proceeds to children with cerebral palsy. So it is also a terrific charity event. We look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday, December the 13th at the Center of Excellence. Now we're going to take our final break. And when we come back from the break, I'll give some closing comments on the birthdays. Stay tuned.
This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say it.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canoopia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
All right, so we're back. Now we got some birthdays here to get to. Bam. Let's see. Let's check something here. Yeah, no, we had to block all these emails that's be coming in. We had to block them, you know. Joke of the day and all kind of things. Hello. I know joke of the day mood now. Employment vacant, all kind of things that's been popping up here about FedEx. What is going on in this email? Huh? I don't know if we did. All right. All them miss summer. Yes, man. I never read that one. I talking about thing from since September the 25th, boy. Oh, shucks. Sorry, I started the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me just delete these things here. This is real waste of time emails, boy. All right, let me see what we have instead. All right. Now, with that one to the top, all right, don't worry. I see that you have that one covered. Let me move that one. Right? So it's supposed to be 4, and I found 2. Let me just look inside these 2 here. It's no picture in that one. And this one, let me see if I know this. Let me see if I see this. No, we didn't do this, little girl, man. The 2 down to the bottom. We didn't do that one. So I'll find that in the email. Right? What's that? We what? We said happy birthday to that little girl? But I can't remember reading that email. Oh, yeah. We did that one. I don't remember the name. Sorry, let me get rid of that one. And what about the last one with no picture? Yeah, I ain't too sure about that one either. Uncle Lance and Jackie, I can't remember that one. All right, let me just start with that one down to the bottom. That one on a picture. Birthday greetings belatedly to Lynette Greaves. All right, this is from Uncle Lance and Jackie, her sister Marcia, and all her nieces and nephews. May she enjoy many more birthdays and have good health and happiness. God bless you. That's Lynette. All right, now we go into the other 4 that we have. Happy birthday, you see, they get it to come true. Happy birthday to the love of my life, Cecil. And that's coming down from Lindra. So Cecil, happy birthday to you, coming from Lindra, and hope you all have a terrific day, man. Nice one. Easy, Cecil. Also, happy birthday going out to Adam. Wishing you all the best coming from grandparents, your wife and your mother, and the entire Bahadur Singh family, all the best. So that is Adam. Adam celebrates his birthday. Adam married and tied knot and thing already, boy. But what trouble is this, boy? Adam looking like he's Chris age. Happy 50th wedding anniversary greetings going out to Mr. and Mrs. Harilal Suraj from Macaulay, Claxton Bay. Wishing you a wonderful day coming from your 5 children. Oh God, Lord, all in serious. Coming from your 5 children, your 12 grandchildren, and your 7 great-grandchildren. Right? That is 7 and 5 is 12 and 12, 24, and they put all 24 names. I ain't calling out 24 names. Your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. Full stop. You know who they are. All right. And finally, happy 83rd birthday to Menima Rahim of Union Village, Rio Claro. The Lord bless you with health, strength, and much happiness. You are a blessed woman, and I know your 83rd birthday was a beautiful celebration of you. May God's grace and favor be upon you today and always, from your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. All right, that's how you do it. Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, right? You not to put all 24 names. That is like I go feel like a teacher that reaching our class. You understand? And you're calling 24 names and they're waiting for here, not here, absent. You know what I mean? So, now as we wrap up today, oh yes, we have to say happy birthday. Put up set flyer now. I thought set an email with a picture and thing from Panama, you know. Set and him send a little picture with him in Panama, in a Panama hat, nothing at all. But we got to say happy birthday going out to Seth Wayol aboard. Seth celebrates his birthday today. Seth has been on the program for a long time now. He started in the pandemic and he is still here. He always has interesting topics and is very controversial. That's why I like him. All right? Because I know I like controversy. But enjoy your birthday, Seth. And people, he'll be back soon. But for now, he's in Panama. All right? Nice one. Do some shopping. And don't forget, he has his book coming out. All right. So, we wrap up for today. But as we wrap up, just on the issues that we spoke about, from the judgment as it relates to the COVID-19 pandemic and this whole situation with the borders and locking out of citizens, I want to say congratulations to the 2 women that won their matter. And if there is no statute of limitations on what is a constitutional matter, I think other people should follow. Unfortunately, the taxpayer will have to pay for that. But, you know, some people had it worse than others, as one caller mentioned a little while ago, her experience as opposed to what we heard from Joanne Pantin. We also say to the people of the Breakfast Shed and to UDCOT, listen, the Breakfast Shed is a legacy brand. However, I understand that, let me see here. I understand, I got a message on it, where is it? Oh, right. That I understand that prices at the Breakfast Shed got too high. This person is telling, now this is my word, this is not my words, if somebody's messaging me here. The food became more salty, and if you're eating there, you have to duck all the pigeon poo-poo. So, I tell you what somebody's telling me, this is what somebody's telling me. And this person is very credible. So obviously, the Breakfast Shed needs some work. We needed to bring it up to a standard. However, where the rent will be, if you bring it up to a standard, whether rent will increase or if they're going to keep it at the same price or maybe scale it down a little bit to encourage entrepreneurship, because I think we need to do that. I think it's a terrific tourism product because anytime you're dealing with tourism, you have to deal with cuisine and things like that. So I think that's a plus for us. They should try to keep it alive, and the tenants and UDCOT should try and meet and come to some sort of agreement. And do not let ignorance be the order of the day. Be good dialogue, right? And progress be the order of the day. All right? And yeah, I'll leave it right there. I don't think we have to say anything else about Marvin Macaroni. I think, you know, Macaroni Pie Marvin, they know what they're doing and saying. So anyway. Until tomorrow, people have a great day. Tomorrow is Behind the Badge. And of course, we have Pastor John on. So that's tomorrow. We'll try to see if we could squeeze in a topic in between. But, you know, as far as things go, that's where we are. Matters of policing will be on the top of the agenda. including the performance of the Commissioner of Police in his first 100 days. Well, he done cross that already by a few, but nevertheless, we could get your thoughts on that. Until tomorrow, have a great day. We out.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.